Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today we're going to start a mini series of making flowers, and there are lots of different ways that you can make your flowers. So over the next few videos I'm going to cover as many as I can. Now I'm going to bring you down to face the desk so that you can see the selection of dies that I have for making flowers. But if you don't have the same ones I've got, just use any flower dies that you have and make them work. So there are lots of different dies that you can use to make your flowers, and these will make your complete flower in one go. These are called spiral flowers. Now I've had these a long time, but I did bring out a spiral blossom of my own with Card Making Magic. So these are roses, these are some others that I've got, and they will all make beautiful flowers for you. Now, just as there are lots of different dyes that you can use, there's also lots of different materials. So you have Foamiran, we have Hessian, we have ribbons, we've got some felt, we've also got some thicker foam that will make flowers for you. So as we go along through the videos, I'm going to go through each individual one to show you how to make them. So for the first flower, I'm going to start with the dies. These are the same kind of thing, but these are bitty blossoms. These are smaller. So if you look at the difference, they're a lot smaller than these. And they've also got leaves that you can cut with them as well. So these are the sets that we're going to use. Now if you're going to use foam, do be aware that there is a difference in foams. This is Foamiran and it's very pliable and very thin. And this is the thicker foam that won't bend quite as easily. Now this comes in lots of different colours, and they have a really good selection of this at Hobbycraft, which is where I got mine from. So for these we're going to use these dies, and we're going to make some rolled flowers. So these are the colours that I've chosen for my flowers. Now this one just fits on that pink sheet. It just fits, the cutting edge just fits on there. So I'm going to do a pink one, a lemon one and a purple one, and of course green leaves. Now when you're cutting these, just run them through the die cutting machine once. Don't be tempted to bring the plate back, because if you do, when you run it through, the die will lift, and if you bring it back, it will bring it back down in a different place, and so you'll end up with ghosting on your die cut. Once through the die cutting machine. Now when you bring it off, be very careful with it, because it's only foam, so bring it off nice and gently and remove the foam from the outer part. Now this is the bit that you don't need, this bit, so save that for something else, and this is the bit that you do need. Now I'm going to cut the rest and then I'll come back to you and I'll show you what to do next. So there they are, they've all been put through the machine once. Now these will leave the imprint on your foam of the leaf. So we can keep that. Well, in fact we'll cut some more. We'll cut some more leaves with this, and then we'll start to colour the flowers. Now with some inks or some colours of any description that you have and finger dauber, I'm just going to go around the edge of the leaves and down at the bottom of the base. And then once I've done this, I'm going to choose my colours for my flowers. Now for the smallest flower, I'm going around the edges with fossilised amber, and I'm going to do both sides the same, and I'm going to do exactly the same, just go around the edge on both sides just to blend it in. Now as it dries, it will dry paler, so don't worry too much about it being too bright. And of course once it's rolled you won't see a lot of it anyway. So I'll start with the largest one, and you're going to do all three of them exactly the same, and you're going to start rolling in from the edge. Now if this was card or paper you could add some shape to it with your ball tool, but because it's foam it won't hold the shape. So just roll it along the edge, keeping the bottom edge nice and neat and level, and just roll it all together. And then once you get to the other end you're going to just relax your grip a little bit and let it spring out, and then you're going to add some glue there onto that bottom part and glue it together. Now once your glue is dry you can just bend out the petals a little bit, and then you can start on the next one. So you're going to do exactly the same with this. Roll it in from the end till you get all the way to the middle. Just relax your grip a little bit on it so that it springs open just a little bit, not a lot, and then glue it to this pad at the bottom. And again you can press your petals out once your glue's dry, and that will give you another flower. And now we'll do the same with this one, and then we're ready to start assembling our card. Now the reason you're not gluing it along this edge as you're rolling it is because you want it to spring open just a little bit. So we'll keep rolling till we get into the middle, and then we'll let go of it just a little bit. Can you see it springing open? And we'll add our glue to that bottom pad. So there's our flowers and our leaves rolled up, and if you wanted to add some more colour to the tops of your petals then you can just brush over it now with your finger dauber, and that will just add a little bit of extra colour into your flowers. So now I'm going to create a 5x7 base, and I'm going to create a mat that goes on the top of that, and I'm going to make it slightly smaller and I will emboss it. So there's my panel embossed, and I've created another mat to sit underneath it, and that just leaves a nice little border around the edge. So I'm going to glue those in place and then I'll add my flowers. So there's my panel added to my card. Now for each of the flowers I've added a pearl to the centre, and I've just glued those in place. Now when you're making other cards and I tell you to keep the bits that you have left over, this is why. This is what you can use them for. You can add them to another card just to make it look that little bit more interesting, and it saves you die cutting something else. So I'm going to add these now to this design with some leaves, and then we'll add a sentiment. So I'm just going to dust that off now to make sure that there's no gluey fingerprints stuck to it. And now we can add these leaves and these flowers to our card. So I'm going to just bend that slightly in the middle and add it to my card. So we'll add that along there, and we'll add a flower to the top of it. And then we'll add the rest in wherever we would like them. Now also on my desk I found some silver leaves, so I'm going to add these in along here and some along there, and these at the top. And I've also found congratulations sentiment, so that can go along the bottom there, and that will finish my card off. So as I like to do, I've finished my flowers off with some glitter, and down here I put a yellow blob off my fingers. Stupid person. So I've covered it with some pearls. Now if you look carefully, you can just see some glue strings on the flowers. Can you see them? So to get rid of them, I'm going to give it a quick blast with my heat gun. So there's my finished card, and this is the spiral flowers that I've used and the leaves. I finished it with glitter and I've added some pearls. And this is another one that's done with a different edge to the spiral flower, but it's just as pretty. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Bye for now. See you again soon.